On this episode, we talk about the killing of the Al Jazeera journalists, the Russians breaking through in the Donbas, the negotiation process, a drone killing drone bullet, and more. Okay, let's go.
Conflict, politics, military-industrial complex, technology, war. The Flash Traffic Podcast.
Did you hear about the Israelis killing those 5 Al Jazeera reporters? Reporters?
Of course they're reporters. Al Jazeera is a
course.
news agency, if you're not aware of that.
I
They
have
also
been
do
to
very good
Qatar.
reporting. They do very good reporting.
I have lived many times in Qatar. I know about Al Jazeera. They're legit
Just because you went to Qatar doesn't mean you know shit about Al Jazeera.
No, it doesn't give me any information whatsoever. But Al Jazeera is based in Qatar.
Right. They're a very good news reporting organization. Our international, good reporting, high quality. They're a good news agency.
Yeah, they're a legit news agency. That doesn't mean that they are not also, some kind of pro-extremist.
Dude, the reporters, that's like PBS or whatever. Yeah, they're fucking news journalists. They're there to report on the news. They go to war zones.
Not all journalists are the same.
Yeah, they're credentialed journalists that wear wear press jackets. So you're shocked that Israel killed innocent people? They call that Monday.
They targeted. Have you read this story?
No, specifically, I know they killed 5
these
journalists.
guys.
Yeah, right. But
it wasn't accidental.
Right. Just like all the innocent civilians Israel kills, it's not accidental either. They intentionally target them. Correct. That's why you have 65,000 dead civilians in Gaza.
I don't know about that.
No, what don't you know about?
I don't think Israel intentionally targets civilians. I think they just don't give a shit about collateral damage.
So both, yes, they do. So when snipers kill civilians, that's nothing but intentional. There's nothing more intentional than a sniper in a high-powered scope shooting someone without a weapon who is also a woman. So there's nothing more intentional than that. So stop the nonsense. Israel kills civilians.
Yes, that has happened.
Every day of the week it happens. A lot. It happens every day of the week since October 7th.
Okay, but I don't think there's any systematic
So what do you call 65,000 civilians killed? That's not systematic. What is it?
It's just not giving a shit about collateral damage.
Right, so intentionally killing civilians.
Yeah, but not intentionally targeting them.
Well, what other type of targeting is there? When you kill people in a food line, what do you call that? Oops.
Well, if there are, Hamas fighters in that food line, and you just say, okay, well, we're going to target them. We don't care who else dies. That's different than saying, there's women and children in the food line.
Exactly. How is that different?
I'm explaining it. How
is that different, though?
It's clearly different.
How
do you not understand this?
Tell me.
I'm trying to.
But you can't, because it's nonsensical.
I can't because you keep interrupting me. Look, if there are Hamas fighters in the food line and you say, I'm going to kill them with a giant bomb.
With no weapons. So how do you know they're Hamas?
Irrelevant.
No, it's absolutely relevant. So how do you know they're Hamas?
Can I finish my
Can you finish a complete thought? Can you even have an intelligent thought on this?
Not with you interrupting every 10 seconds or every 10
Well, every 10 seconds you have nonsense
you just did it again.
Spewing out of your
you
pile.
You just did it again. This is amazing. This is going to be a great podcast. It's going to be really hard.
Say something sensical.
Can I finish this? If you target those suspected Hamas fighters with a big bomb and you kill everybody in the food line, that's different than saying, we're going to target those women and children with a big bomb and still kill everybody in the food line. You don't see the difference there?
So same effect. So you're going to say intent, same effect. You're still killing women and children. But there was a 25-year-old male in the food line Don't know if he's Hamas or not, but he's
You're
a dude,
implying
so we're just going to whack him.
You're implying that Israel would kill women and children regardless.
Correct.
And
That's
I don't believe that's true.
Well,
I don't believe that's true.
So go to the 65,000 dead Gazans who are not Hamas fighters and explain your logic then.
I just did. There's a difference between
you have
collateral damage.
So you have no logic.
My logic is there's a difference between collateral damage and targeted killing.
Wordsmithing. Okay. Nonsense to try to stroke your conscience. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying what I think is what Israel, is trying to do there. I don't think they're trying not to kill women and children. Don't get me wrong.
And let's not get stuck on the women and children, unarmed combatants. But okay, Israel sees all Gazans as the enemy.
Right.
Well, then you support Hamas. If you're there, you support them. So you should get your ass whacked too. I don't see Israel much different from the Russians. They have no discriminatory, or they don't want to be discriminatory. There's a building, drop the whole building. We got fire from that block, drop the whole block, kill everyone in it. Hey, it's a war zone. They should have got out. Anyone there? We're going to whack
Russians
you.
will occupy territory and then just kill and rape everyone, which is different.
Well, I don't know. I don't think they kill and rape everyone. A percentage
they would if they could.
It.
I think the Russians would if they could, if they had the resources to kill and rape everyone.
Tomatoes.
Whatever. Let's talk about the breakthrough. That's what I want to talk about today.
Netanyahu nut hugger.
I have not. So possible breakthrough.
I think it's an actual breakthrough.
Well, I mean, it's still too early to say what is going to happen, but I think you're right. This is, by definition, an actual breakthrough. Russian troops have broken through the lines in north of Pokrovsk.
Right.
Ukraine takes effective measures to stop Russian infiltration near Dobropilya, Pokrovsk, military says. So it all started, that's the headline yesterday from the Kyiv Independent.
Right.
It all started when Deep State presented their normal daily map, which they update all the time. And let me pull that up right here. This is the problem. When Deep State updated their map and showed that Russian troops had infiltrated Ukrainian lines north of Pokrovsk by about 6 to 10 miles, that was the problem. Then everybody's underwear got set on fire at that point, because that is a significant emotional event for Ukraine.
From the Ukrainian side, that is an absolute fuck up by the chain of command. That shows a lack of a chain of command, shows a lack of effective leadership, shows a lack of effective battlefield management. If that is true and accurate, and I believe it is, that is an incredible fuck up by the Ukrainian chain of command. Not that that's shocking, not that that's new, but that is an incredible fuck up.
Is it a fuck up or a failure? I mean, I guess they're kind of the same thing.
Right.
But look, isn't what Russia's trying to do every minute of the day exactly this?
Right.
And what Ukraine is trying to prevent every minute of the day is exactly this.
Right.
So it's basically the failure of the armed forces of Ukraine to prevent
100%.
What they don't want to happen.
So this stuff's going to happen. Happens to any battlefield. I got it. You better react quickly. You better bring in another drone unit who knows what they're doing. You better bring in artillery and all your Modana that you've been making and talking shit about. You better bring in a couple of batteries of those. The 60 F-16s that have been gifted to you from the West, you better be flying in with those with JDAMs, and those things better be working together 24/7 to eradicate that. Breakthroughs happen. You better be able to handle
isn't that the whole purpose of a mobile operational reserve? this exact
100%.
scenario right here. This is why you have a reserve, to plug the holes and shit like this. But it's still too early to call it,
Right.
to say it's an operational breakthrough. I mean, clearly it's a tactical breakthrough because it's happened. New York Times this morning did call it a breakthrough.
Yeah,
They use that verbiage.
It is.
So is it a lasting breakthrough? Is it going to hold? I mean,
No.
The rudimentary thinking on this is simply this. If Russia can reinforce these actions sufficiently, then it's a breakthrough.
Right.
And Ukraine is in a very, very bad place.
Right.
If Ukraine can engage and destroy these Russian components, then it is not a breakthrough. That's very rudimentary, one-dimensional chess on what's going on right now. That's very rudimentary.
Just like Kursk. That was a breakthrough until it no longer was. This could be a breakthrough until it no longer is.
Just like this. Remember, we watched the Ukrainians do little probing actions with SSO units on Black Hawk helicopters, and then they did thunder runs. Additionally, they did thunder runs into Kursk with the Good Chechens. Do you remember that? Good Chechen units and other. That was a long time ago. God, that seems like forever.
Yeah, you dated yourself.
And then, then things like this happen overnight, and it was the Kursk basically invasion from the Ukrainian end. So is it too early to call it a major operational breakthrough? Sure, of course it is. The value in analyzing this episode, this event, is can you overlay Russian and Ukrainian capabilities, an assessment of those capabilities onto what's happening now on the battlefield? That's where you make your money. That is really hard to do. It's easy to explain, whether this is going to be a breakthrough in terms of, well, if they're reinforced or they're destroyed. Yeah, of course. It doesn't take a 3-star general to explain something as rudimentary as that. But the hard part is, can Ukraine do it? Can Russia do it? And that's difficult. It's difficult to make that call.
100%. Now, I'll give Ukraine about a week to figure this out. I'm going to give you about 7 working days where you better have an answer to this, and you better seal this off, and you better eliminate that at the base. I'm going to give you about a week to figure this out. If it takes more than that, then I am questioning your competence. This never should have happened. You could use it to your advantage, cut them off at the base, annihilate everyone in it, go back to your regularly scheduled stuff. If you can't do that, you got problems.
There are so many. I mean, it's war. It's the fog of war. There are clearly infinite number of scenarios that could branch and sequel from this event.
Right.
The Russians could force, another breakthrough, try to engulf Konstantinivka.
Yep.
They could do another thunder run in somewhere else. They could trade space for time in this breakthrough to reinforce what's left of it after a week or 2 weeks. Who knows? There's tons of things that could happen right now. One thing that I don't think is going to happen is they're not going to get the old, the VKS, the Russian Air Force, to come in and support this with direct fire.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
That's what should happen.
Right.
If the Russians,
you can't fly on the zero line. To this day, nothing beats a Stinger. Doesn't matter.
But you can drop a shit ton of glide bombs
from 30 clicks away. 100% you can.
Yeah.
Also,
that won't happen.
Right. This is not a maneuver breakthrough. This is not tanks. It's not vehicles. This is
not yet.
It's an infantry. Well, you're never going to see that. They can't get tanks even close enough to that. This is an infantry breakthrough, a motorcycle ATV breakthrough. It is not an armored breakthrough.
It's been reported that these are simply infiltration groups.
Right.
So 2-3 person teams that are trying to infiltrate with drone cover and thermal cloaks, which we've already seen is very hard to do on the open battlefield.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah.
They push. Reportedly, they push the Russians up as far as they can in these 3-man groups, and they find a house and they get in the cellar and they sit there and they ambush, destroy, sabotage. They're basically, they're basically partisans at this point.
Yeah, 100%. You nailed it. They're onesies and twosies. But then, of course, that begs the question, why can't you stop that? You're like, where's your trench line? Where's your integrated defenses? How can you let onesies and twosies and threesies get through? How is that possible? Unless you have a porous defense and you're defending strong points in a building here and there, you have no contiguous lines if they're getting through.
Yeah,
that's a problem.
And it is a problem. And whether or not this happens to be, operationally significant for the war, it has brought out some contentious viewpoints out of the woodwork. Okay, here's a report. This is from David Axe in Euromaidan Press. Quote, I don't know what they report to you, Mr. President. Ukraine hero explodes at Zelensky as Russia nears Pokrovsk. So this hero of Ukraine, Bohdan Krotovich, was the former chief of staff of the Azov Corps. He wrote a letter to Zelensky and said, look, I don't know what Syrskyi is telling you, but everything around Pokrovsk is a giant shit show. He says, quote, I sincerely don't know what exactly is being reported to you, but I'm informing you on the Pokrovsk-Konstantinivka line, without exaggeration, it's complete chaos, end quote. So this guy also, by the way, this guy is a hero of Ukraine. So that gives him a little bit of top cover.
He got the award?
Yes, he's an official hero of Ukraine, not just a hero. He
got the medal, which is Hero of Ukraine.
Their equivalent of the Medal of Honor.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's coming out of the woodwork. Other military commentators are coming out of the woodwork and saying, yeah, it's all fucked up. It's been fucked up for a long time. And yeah, I agree with that. I've said that for a long time. Ukraine is several colors of fucked up.
Wow.
The Ukrainian army. There's nothing new here. There's nothing new here. It's just giving an opportunity for people to voice their opinions. It's a major emotional event.
Is Syrskyi competent?
He seems to be competent, but
how so? Like in his interviews, he seems competent. On the battlefield, is he competent? Now he's a Soviet trained officer. All these guys are Soviet trained officers. Yeah. Well, all the senior guys are. Just like Zaluzhny, he was a Soviet trained officer. Are any of these guys competent by like Western standards? If we want to say Western is the standard, are any of them competent?
Yeah, I think Alexander Syrskyi is probably one of the most competent. Not well liked,
but based on nothing. But that's based on nothing.
Well, I mean,
a couple interviews.
It's all relatively.
You see
speaking,
a couple clips of him, but you don't. Then if he's competent, then how can the Pokrovsk front be run incompetently?
That's true. That does seem to follow.
Does he even know what's going on below him? A lot of people don't. You could be the sharpest dude or whatever. Hey, good for you. But can you run an organization? I'm glad you're smart. What about everyone below you? Can you get them together? Can you get the orchestra to play together? Hard to do, especially if everyone below you is an ass clown. This makes me think of Verdun and the French general staff, who are generally derided as no talent ass clowns hiding in the suburbs of Paris, but trying to give all this operational guidance on the front, completely detached from reality. No idea what they were doing. If you listened to the French general staff, you would have lost a war long ago. I mean, that is this, groupthink, bureaucratic phenomena that happens like anywhere. Is that what's happening in Ukraine? Do they have a professional staff? Do they have a general staff? Do they have competent leadership up and down? They probably don't.
Yeah. Well, Syrskyi said in the same article, he said, reference the fight in Pokrovsk and the Donbas. He said, quote, it's a tough one, but the opponent is held back. So clearly, he at least he goes on to say. Let me say.
Thanks
He
for
also
the
goes on to say,
thanks for the nothing burger.
our combat units will become stronger by receiving additional funding from the state budget. End quote. You
Was that
know, okay.
means nothing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Filler. He gave a
Exactly.
filler interview with Chicken Feed.
I mean, what's he going to say? What's he going to say? Yeah, we're all fucked up.
Intelligent?
It's my fault.
Yeah.
It's all fucked up.
So
it's my fault.
maybe it's time for Sierski to get removed. Maybe someone more competent has to put in, and maybe that process needs to continue. Hey, thanks for your effort. Cool. Go be the ambassador to France. Have a nice day. Let's get someone up here in the ranks. And that makes me think of like a Zelensky. Hey, Zelensky, maybe do you need to go? Is there someone more competent that can be put in besides you that can get this shit show together? I mean, interesting questions.
Well, as usual, the Ukrainian military denies that Russia has any kind of breakthrough near Pokrovsk. Here's an
sure
article.
They do. I'm sure that they do.
Ukrainskaya Pravda. Quote, Ukrainian military deny Russian breakthrough near Pokrovsk and Dobropilya fronts. And that, end quote, that was yesterday.
Who's this dude? Is this dude denying it? Is this 25-year-old dude denying it? Is that the dude?
If he's in the... He's a spokesman for the armed forces of Ukraine.
Yeah, that's bullshit. I'm a blogger.
Yeah, well, Ukraine also denied that the Russians were in Avdiivka. They denied that the Russians have took over Soledar. They also denied that the Bakhmut was overrun by Russia. They always deny it.
They're right. Temporarily, look, they do, and then they got it.
Yeah, they're not. They are not. A very open.
Right.
They're really prone to
the bullshit you.
They want to, they practice maskirovka as well, masquerade, whatever.
It was like Robotnik.
Deception.
They bullshitted about Robotnik for weeks. A completely failed shit show. Yeah. And they tried to bullshit the world forever of, give it a chance. You don't know. This is like the breakthrough in Normandy. Yeah. You just heard, the bullshit refrains until you couldn't put any more lipstick on the pig. And you're like, it was a failure. Okay.
They're not going to come out and say, yeah, we fucked up and we're sucking hind tit in the Donbas and we're about to get overran.
Maybe you should do that.
But what I will say, bottom line on this breakthrough is that, look, Ukraine, again, the armed forces of Ukraine have been fucked up since the beginning of this war.
Day one.
And also, Russia has 100,000 plus troops right there. So if anybody can reinforce a 6-mile breakthrough with a couple 10 or 20,000 guys walking on foot, even if they lose 5,000 of them, it's the Russians in Pokrovsk right now.
Right. Yeah, they got the ass to do it, and they're absolutely apathetic about casualties. Then Ukraine, you better hold them to it. You better bomb it. You better rocket it. You better bring in artillery. You better swarm it with drones. You better cut that thing off and annihilate everyone in it. We got about a week because they're going to reinforce it.
Here's a screenshot of an article from ISW, Institute for Study of War.
They do good work.
They do great work. Thanks, Frank. Look, here's a picture of the Donbas, and this is the Donetsk Oblast. And the report is basically the importance of the defensive line in Donetsk.
Right.
If Russia gets through this defensive line, or if they're granted the rest of Donetsk Oblast through the negotiation process this week, it's going to be bad news for Ukraine because they don't really have any defensive lines past, if they Seversky Donetsk River.
That shows you, again, what a fuck up you are. If you don't have interlocking, redundant, one after the other lines, if you're not planning for failure, if you're not planning through a breakthrough, then strategically, you've got Mickey Mouse running this. Like you've had years to build these repetitive defensive lines, to create a Maginot line. Where is it?
There is a solid rumor, and I say solid in quotes because nothing's really solid, about the negotiation that the trading for land that Trump mentioned in the press briefing the other day,
he did mention it,
that the trading is going to be the rest of Donetsk Oblast and that small portion of Luhansk that the Ukrainians still control. That is the solid rumor that has been floated around. I can't imagine the Ukrainians would go for that. I can't imagine, the Ukrainians are going to go for anything that comes out of that summit Friday, but specifically that.
Yeah, right.
Specifically that.
Yeah, they don't want to give up any of it. I got it. They want none of this to happen. You know what? And we brought this up a while ago. You better learn how to kill infantry better. You got to kill infantry. That's who you're going after now. You solved the armor piece. I got it. Now you got onesie, twosie, threesies. How do you deal with that? You should have figured that out by now.
Yeah, that 10-mile or 6 to 10 mile,
right.
incursion by the Russians. What's shocking about that is how close they are to Kramatorsk at this point.
Yeah,
like they could almost, fix Kramatorsk. Which I've been to Kramatorsk many times, probably at least 3 times in the last couple of years. And it is it's a big city, and it has historical precedents for the anti-terrorist operation from 2014 and on, Sloviansk and Kramatorsk. So
cool story, bro. Then you better hold it. And then you better retreat and grind out the Russians. You can't let them do this. You can't let them reinforce this. Can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, this whole thing with Deep State, and the Ukrainians were not happy that Deep State posted their geolocated, information, open source intelligence.
It's publicly available.
What are you going to do? Sorry, Ukraine.
Probably
Nobody likes that.
Yeah, you don't want people revealing you're fucked up.
Sure.
Because then you would have to confront it and do something about it.
But in terms of this war and analysis and asshole war bloggers,
like us,
and, like us, and like everybody, 99% of this is just theory development and supposition based on open source information. The one thing that we can rest our hat on throughout this whole war was open source geolocated map intelligence,
right?
The kind of which Andrew Perpetua does,
the
kind of which that Deep State does, and so to critique it now because it doesn't fit your narrative, I think that's horseshit. I think the attack on Deep State is complete horseshit. And I've used Deep State. I've used a Deep State map when I was in Kramatorsk and in the Donbas driving around because you don't want to make a wrong turn.
Could be a problem.
You can very easily end up on the front without, if you're not very careful. So it's good to know where the front lines are. Now that was in 2023. Nowadays, you'll know where the front lines are because an FPV drone will blow your car up before you get within 10 kilometers of the zero line. So it's actually not that much of a problem now. It's actually much better getting to the front because
drive faster when you hear the drones.
Drive faster. So the Donetsk may be part of the swap. Let's talk about the negotiations because there's some more information that's come out on the negotiations. Before we get to there, let me show you this screenshot. Because I was looking at the Washington Post this morning and I saw this part of there's an op-ed by our not friend of the podcast, Max Boot. It said,
I got no beef with him.
He's fine.
Yeah, I got no beef.
Look at this screenshot. Here's an op-ed by Max Boot. Putin took Trump for granted. He's going to pay for his mistake. And then next week, Max Boot. Trump is letting Putin manipulate him again. Like, which is it?
It's week
Where
by
are you
week.
going here? I get it. Everything changes, but I thought that was funny. Sorry,
week
Max.
by week.
Sorry, Max Boot.
He's holding two diametrically
Das
opposed
Boot.
positions.
Yes, he
Pick
is.
one.
He
Have you
is.
seen that movie?
About the boat?
The German
I have
submarine of World War II?
I have seen it a long time ago. It's in
Great
black and
movie.
white. Doesn't hold my
No,
attention.
don't think so, dude. It was in color.
Was it?
Das Boot's in
Das
color.
Boot?
Great movie.
Oh.
So for listeners, watch Das Boot. It's about a German U-boat crew in World War II. It is great. It is tragic, sad, depressing, but like reality. Where I went to the Bavaria Film Works. I went to German Airborne School in 1992. They're what they call the Fallschirmjägerschule. So I went there with a jump exchange, and we went to the Bavarian Film Works and got to walk through the boat, the fake submarine prop that was used to make the movie, where a lot of the interior scenes were filmed. Anyway, it's thrown out there. Das Boot is simply The Boat is a tremendous movie about leadership and men in war, and it's depressing. Anyways,
Good story.
throw
Good
it out
story,
there.
bro.
Yeah, it ain't
story,
black
bro.
and white, Grandpa.
I thought it was.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that thing
it's
in
not
30
colorized
years.
version of Wizard of Oz, bro. Good
When
God.
did it come out? I'm not going to Google it. But
I am.
okay, switching to the peace negotiations and the summit in Alaska Friday.
1981.
1980. Really? That recent? There was only one version of it?
That
Okay.
recent, freaking 45 years ago, but okay.
Yeah, it seems like it. Okay. I wanted to share this. This is a Gallup poll that was released on August 7th that we didn't get to talk about. Ukrainian support for the war effort collapses, end quote. Gallup is saying a recent poll, 69% of Ukrainians are favor a negotiated end to the war as soon as possible, compared to 24% who want to continue to fight. That is basically swapped from 2022 when 74% favored fighting on until victory. So that is not good. That bad timing. Just like this incursion north of Pokrovsk, really bad timing for the Ukrainians. That almost 70% of Ukrainians are now ready to have a negotiated peace settlement. That's not good.
Well, the Ukrainian people can figure out what they want to do. You want to give up territory because you don't want to do this anymore? Hey, that's your choice. What are you going to do? You want to give up your shit? You want to, roll over for Russia? Okay, that's your choice. I don't know what to tell you.
Do they want to give up? They want to give up the Donbas?
Nothing's for free. You want your freedom?
I got it.
You want your independence? Yeah, you're going to have to work for it. You want to roll over and give up because it's too hard? That's your choice. I don't know what to tell you.
This has been thrown around this week a lot, but I wanted to bring it up because it's just great. It's just so good. It's Gabrielis Landsbergis. Sorry. He was the former foreign minister of Lithuania, and he is a staunch anti-Russian politician, I guess you call him. But he's also in your face, fuck you, Europe, you're all fucked up kind of guy as well.
Yeah, he's accurate. He's nailed it.
He's in here. He talks about if this goes down like we think it's going to go down in Alaska, and Ukraine gets totally screwed over, it's because the Europeans have failed.
Yeah, you nailed it because you haven't given enough support. You haven't done, what you need to do. I'm going to tie this into something. I've been doing some research.
Mm-hmm.
Britain just completed the purchase of 50 AH-64E model Apache helicopters, 50 of them. So what are AH-64s designed for? First came into service in 1986.
Killing tanks.
Destroying Russian armor in deep strikes. Guess what? That hasn't happened once in the Ukrainian war. Not even once. 15,000 armored vehicles have been destroyed. The entire Russian armored corps has been wiped out by not even a single attack helicopter. Britain spent $2.17 billion on 50 helicopters that you'll never use for what they were created for. They spent $46 million per helicopter. They got their last shipment in March. What do you have them for? Who are they designed to fight? Russia? Are they for a European threat, which is only Russia? Hey, guess what, Britain? Russia, the Russian threat is here and now, and it's here in Ukraine. But this shows you the absurdity of like the defense industry of Western Europe. You just drop 2 bill on helicopters you don't need and you'll never use. The threat is right now. You destroy the Russian army in the field in Ukraine. That money should have went to more costly weapons in Ukraine. If you budget $1,000 per drone to take out a tank for the price of one Apache, you could have wiped out the Russian armored corps 3 times over for the price of just one Apache. I got it. Not everyone's going to hit, blah, blah, blah. If everyone hit for that price, you would have wiped them out 3 times. Hey, England, why do you need 50 Apache AH-64E Guardian models for over $2 billion? What are you protecting? Who are you fighting? So the question is also, is the attack helicopter dead? What's the purpose of the attack helicopter? You can't fly it on the zero line.
That's what I was going to mention too. And we're going to talk about a really fast drone here at the end of this podcast. But
is that the anti-Shahed drone?
Yes. But
helicopter killer.
It's a helicopter killer. If anything that goes over, 200, 220 miles an hour, now you got the legs to go after those helicopters.
Yeah, right. Now you do.
Now you got the speed.
Yep.
So you got the power. So yeah, that's crazy. They're just not listening. They haven't listened. They haven't listened in 3.5 years. Europe is just not stepping up.
And it's interesting, just like their logic. They're so, inward looking, national centric. The threat is here and now. It's Germany taking over Czechoslovakia. It's here and now. That's where you draw the line. That's where you defeat them now. But, England wants to be inward looking and get all these helicopters that were developed for a threat that no longer exists. And you could have the same results for a fraction of the price. But once you're invested in this, it gets its own logic. Now you start creating reasons why you got these. I found this also interesting, like about 10 years ago. The Army's like, well, with the Apaches, you can also control drones from them. Really, bro? So you're spending billions on Apaches to control drones? Why can't a dude in a bunker just do it? By the way, we know they can. But you start creating this battlefield logic for your investment because you've sunk so much into this. The U.S. has over 800 Apache helicopters. We have more than all of Europe combined for attack helicopters. We have far more than Russia has. We have like 6 times the amount of Russia. And you know what? We'll never use them for what they were built for. But now you're stuck with them, and now you try to justify it.
I want to bring this up because you mentioned you're basically talking about this article that just came out. I'm going to search for it right now because I really want to talk about it. I think it's from somebody from the Mitchell Institute, which is this.
Never heard of them.
They're like a pro Air Force. Let's buy as many bombers as we possibly can.
That's
Mitchell,
the connection.
Yes.
Is that like the manufacturer?
The manufacturer.
Isn't there a Mitchell in the aviation industry manufactures aircraft?
Oh, I don't think so. I don't know. I think it comes from Billy Mitchell, but I don't know what the a manufacturer. Anyways, let me see if I can find this article.
Mitchell Institute for Aerospace Studies. Mitchell Aerospace, manufacturer precision light alloy and sand casting, and aluminum and magnesium for aerospace applications. Here, I found it. Let's create an institute to pump ourselves, to pump our own stock.
Yeah, it's a think tank that basically all their results are: we need more jets, we need more bombers. The Air Force needs to increase their budget. No matter what study they do, the result is the Air Force needs to increase their budget.
My God. Of course,
look at this. This is the best.
Show me.
The title of this
no.
article from the warzone.com, TWZ.com, it's quote, for B-21, quantity is its most critical quality. Top bomber officer says, what?
Complete bullshit.
What the fuck are you talking about, you fucking asshole? He's basically saying the strength of the most advanced stealth bomber is having a lot of them.
No.
What?
And you should buy it from us.
This is so ridiculous. This is clearly pandering to the Air Force budget.
No.
We need 300 of these so we can get the cost down to, like $1 billion a piece. Oh, how ridiculous. What a bunch of ridiculous bullshit. The quantity is the most critical quality of the B-21 Raider stealth bomber.
Okay, Stalin.
Buddy. Okay, buddy.
Okay, Stalin.
You just brought that up. You just mentioned it. I had to find that article. I remember thinking, what kind of fucking world do we live in where these assholes have any influence on Congress or the American people whatsoever?
It's money.
Jesus Christ.
Keep the money going. You perpetuate yourself. You say, I'm the only one with a solution. I'm the only one who can do this. Yeah, dude. Self-perpetuating nonsense. That's how the whole military-industrial complex works. That's how anything works.
It's pretty amazing, actually, when you think about it, how fucking stupid these arguments are.
The jerk-off session that they do, yeah.
Jesus Christ. It's just amazing. Hey, getting back to the negotiations, look, this is from The Guardian. Quote, Europe's leaders raise pressure on Trump to involve Ukraine in Putin talks. End quote. That's not going to happen. We got it. Zelensky, as of this morning, is now in Berlin. He's going to attend a video teleconference with European leaders and Trump, and they're going to try to give one last pitch to Trump. A video teleconference.
Okay, I guess that's how you get business done.
I guess. Anyways, one last ditch effort to try to convince Trump not to get steamrolled by Putin and give away the entire fucking farm.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's where we're at, yeah.
Yeah, that's where we're at. Because who knows what's going to happen in that summit?
And then the Trump position will be not saying he's wrong. Hey, Europe, you had every chance to take care of this. Combined, your GDP is 12 times that of Russia's. You've had every chance, every opportunity for 3.5 years to fix this.
Yeah.
And you have every chance right now to get involved and to handle this and to hand Russia their ass. You still have that opportunity. What are you doing? Oh, England's buying $2 billion worth of helicopters that they'll never see the light of day. And then they're going to lose their ass over it on maintenance costs. Okay. Yeah. So, or you could actually do cost-effective weapon systems to defeat Russia in the field now. I don't want to do that. We're just going to defend the home islands when the Russian horde crosses over from France. Lack of strategic depth in their thinking.
You're right. Europe alone could easily have defeated Russia in Ukraine.
100%.
Just by sanctions and providing money and material to Ukraine. It would have been so easy. But they fucked it up. If they wanted to. They have no follow through. They are not a European Union. They're just a collection of like-minded European states that can't get their shit together. And then they bitch about, the U.S. has to take the lead on the negotiations again, just like we did in the Dayton Accords, just like we did in Yalta.
And then you're not going to like the result.
Got it. You're not going to like it because
But then you didn't do what you needed to. So you default to the U.S. You're not going to like what they say, and then you're going to bitch about it afterwards. I got it. And And Trump is going to say, hey, you're feel free to do whatever you need to. Feel free to do what you should have done all along. He's like, I'm not stopping you. Do your thing. Hey, Europe, do your thing. But Europe can't do their thing. So, anyways, so Russia thinks they're divided and weak. The U.S. thinks they're divided and weak, and you can't get England or anyone off the stick to do something that makes sense.
I guarantee you, Ukraine and Europe is not going to like what happens on Friday. Whatever happens,
Possibly.
whether they get a deal, they don't get a deal,
Right.
whatever happens, they're not going to like it. It's not going to be good.
And then you know what?
Anyway.
Then why didn't you do something different 3.5 years ago?
Let's end on two videos. Let's talk about this. This has been floating out there for at least a couple of months. We have not talked about it on the podcast, but it is from Business Insider, quote, $2,500 interceptor drone built to destroy Iranian Shaheds was recorded flying at the speed of a bullet train. Apparently,
a bullet train. That's a catfish move, dude.
Speed of sound. That would be like 700 and
catfish
over 700
move,
miles
dude.
an hour at the speed of a bullet train. This thing, which is shaped like a little baby fat rocket with 4 propellers, over 200 miles an hour. 200 miles an hour.
That's fast.
Let's take a look at the video. Let's watch a video of this thing.
Yeah, let's do it.
Screaming over the fields of Ukraine.
Kamikaze drone.
Make sure the sound's on because you need the sound for this.
Techno music. Oh, it's the real sound.
Oh, there's no techno music in this.
Oh, okay.
Listen.
Shit, dude.
Now techno music.
Now techno dance music, right?
What the?
Dude, you don't want to hear that sound.
Listen to the Doppler effect on how when it's coming and going.
What's the
That's quick.
This brings up a great thing. What's the difference between that and the man pads now?
Oh, that's a good question.
You got a $2,500
man pads are more expensive. They're heavier.
Man pads are $100K. This is $2,500. Dude, this will take out a helicopter.
Yeah.
This is not infrared seeking. It's not going after the exhaust of the helicopter engine. Yeah. This could be manually controlled. Dude, it's coming for your ass. And you have about 3 seconds to deal with it.
How are you going to shoot that thing down? Like no 50 cal
You're
Pushka. You're not going to be able to shoot that thing down with shit. Not a shotgun.
No.
Not a fucking laser.
Not a machine gun.
Laser beam. None of that shit. You're going to eat that thing right in the kisser. That thing's going 200 miles an hour. You're not even going to see it. You might hear it. You're not going to see it, right? If it's coming right at you.
Imagine if it's coming right below you. 200 miles an hour? Dude, you've got like 1 second to what? Try to land on the ground? Like,
well, I mean, those.
No.
It doesn't have a heat signature. It probably has a very small radar signature.
You're not going to see it. Yeah, you're not going to see it.
Yeah. Helicopters are done. Fucking, they're like tanks now.
Possibly.
Helicopters are like tanks, dude.
So
they're dead. They're dead now.
I have my opinion. The reconnaissance helicopter is dead. And even the U.S. killed that off a couple of years ago. And they were supposed to do a new program.
Like the Kiowa Warrior?
Like that's dead. It no longer
stuff
exists.
Like that?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It no longer exists. And they couldn't justify the expense. And especially from what they're seeing in Ukraine. Now, however, you got a lot more invested into the Apache and the attack helicopter. We're just wed to it and love it, and it's a sign of our power, and it's basically useless. Don't need a reconnaissance helicopter any longer. What, you need 2 dudes flying around in a helicopter? What's up there? I think I see something. And okay, You don't need two dudes to do it. You could use a $500 drone to do it. There's no point in it. At least the
Yeah.
U.S. axed it, and then they axed the future reconnaissance helicopter program. I think in March of 2024. They're like, we're not doing it. We're not investing in it. So
This
know
is
what
the
the next
article you
know what the next
sent me
thing?
this article.
Know what the next thing that
What?
needs to go? The attack
What's that?
helicopter. You can't justify the expense of it anymore.
What about those deep strikes that you have to take out those radar dishes before the Air Force comes in? What are you going to use on that? Drones?
You never used a helicopter for that to begin with.
What? Of course we did.
Deep strike,
In the
deep
Gulf
strike,
War?
or what? So
In
you
the
start
Gulf War, we sent Apaches in
you
to
start
take out
reading about
their
you start reading
radars
about
and shit.
some of the Gulf War, and you start seeing the restrictions that were quickly put on helicopters, because they are very vulnerable. Of course, this goes to the defense of the enemy. Is your enemy defending against this? I mean, are you just talking about Afghans in Afghanistan that don't have any man pads? Okay, you're probably good. You're not going up
No.
against a peer. You're not even going up against Russia with ubiquitous man pads.
Anybody can pull out a drone out their ass now.
You're right. It could be a little different, but they'd have to though. You see so many movements that don't use drones, like Gaza. You don't see Hamas using ubiquitous drone warfare. How has that passed them by? Well, you'd have to actually do this.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
all
know
I'm
enough
saying.
about what is the helicopter. What's the IDF helicopter situation in Gaza?
They use
I have no
Apaches.
idea.
Well, they use Apaches.
Oh, well, shit. I'm surprised
But
Hamas hasn't taken one out.
Right, it's low threat. But this is like chicken or the egg. If you have this tremendous amount of man pads across the front, like Ukraine, you can't fly anything there. If you don't have man pads, you can fly them there, right? So it's like Afghanistan. We dumped a whole bunch of Stingers, I think about 1,000 a year, into Afghanistan starting in about '86 to target the Russians. And then we get there and do our counterinsurgency. We never encountered a man pads threat. I don't think it once was anything shot at with a man pads. So anyways, either you got them or you don't.
What happened to the Stingers? What happened to all those Mujahideen Stingers? Like, did we get them back?
We had a buyback program. I don't think we got many. ISI in Pakistan skimmed a couple hundred for themselves. The Mujahideen started to hoard them because it was a sign of power and wealth to have a Stinger. They sell on a black market. Not all of them got used as intended. Only a portion did. Maybe half of them did. But also over decades, hey man, they don't work anymore.
Degrade.
Yeah, you've got a grip stock, you got a battery.
Aren't they? And they're cooled with Freon too, like on the nose, right? The nose of the thing, for the delta in heat. So the seeker is cooled.
I'm sure that must degrade in that environment. Like unless you're keeping this in like a climate controlled warehouse, I'm pretty sure you're not. It's it's going to degrade and you can't use them anymore. And then now they're useful for selling on the black market. Got a Stinger.
That's good for civilian airliners that those Stinger missiles don't have a long shelf life.
Right.
And of course, we don't know anything about the Stinger missile. We're just guessing here. Let's end on this. Nicolas Maduro, president of Venezuela. Pam Bondi raised his bounty from 25 million to 50 million.
Where is he?
He's in Venezuela.
So a bounty for what? In his own country?
Yeah, whatever. The internet was joking about it. They said, I think the exact verbiage was for any information that leads to, blah, 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 the capture of Nicolas Maduro. And then somebody on the internet said, he's in Venezuela. Give me my money. Give me my $50 million. Okay, whatever.
Oh, boy.
So he just goes out on the balcony and just rants.
Venga por mí. Aquí lo esperan Miraflores. No se tarde en llegar. Cobarde. Venga por mí, cobarde.
Great. He's just yelling.
So is he just like,
come get me?
Is he like,
come get me, motherfuckers?
Go fuck yourself?
Basically. Yeah.
Okay.
He's basically, oh, you want to, Here's my question. How big does the bounty have to be before some
Whacked out.
special forces guys try to go and fucking get him?
Probably
Like,
a lot less than that.
You think? 50 million. I'm
Dude,
thinking 150 million.
Don't
You
you
could put together a
remember
team.
a couple of years ago?
Yes.
Some
Yes, I know
whacked
exactly
out
what you're saying. Yes.
SF dudes
Yes,
going
they
to
went
do
to
a
Venezuela.
coup to start a
Was
coup.
that Venezuela?
Yes.
And they all got captured? There was like 3 of them.
Yes.
And then they had like a little Bay of Pigs component.
Yes.
I remember that story. That was only a couple years ago. That was
yes.
recent. Really recent.
So, and it was a young
Yeah.
dude. Well, only young dudes are dumb enough to do this. Is whacked out, read too many special or Soldier of Fortune magazines in the 70s. Thought they were going to do some whacked out stuff. It's cool until you're in prison.
I think if you put 150 million on his head, I think you could get a
lot less than
you
that,
could
dude.
put together a pretty solid team, like a solid team.
So-
you could actually do it.
Blackwater.
Like not
Blackwater. Eric Prince.
Whoever.
Eric Prince,
Whoever.
Blackwater.
Sure. Would he do it for 150 million? No, he's probably making 150 million a month in Haiti,
In Haiti.
just on contracts alone. I mean, he wouldn't do it, but I mean, like a couple of guys sitting around drinking beers.
Bored.
Yeah, 150 million. Yeah, let's go get this motherfucker.
Some ex 10th group guys hanging out in Colorado Springs, just retired.
Led by a retired military intelligence space officer
with all the right connections.
That's right.
Correct.
We can make it happen.
Oh, yeah,
If you're listening to the podcast and you want to be part of this,
don't touch
group,
it with a 10-foot
send me your
pole.
resume.
Don't touch this with a 10-foot
Send
pole.
me your resume. We're getting a team together to go get this asshole.
Maduro.
Once the price gets to 150 million, I'm getting a team together. You can make a quick $1 million if you want to come.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
What
Nothing.
could go wrong? Nothing could go wrong. This
There's
is a
two guys-
no-brainer. This is a no-brainer. We pull this
There's-
off easy.
There's 2 guys that tried to get Carlos, what's his name, out of Japan. Those guys that got Carlos.
They did?
uh,
They did?
Yeah, they snuck him out of Japan. Oh my God. You know the story.
Used to be head of Nissan.
Yes. Carlos, what's his name?
G-H-O-S-N. He's
Gozin.
Gozin. He's actually, what is
He's in
he?
Lebanon now.
He's Lebanese. And he was under home arrest, and he threw a birthday party for his daughter, and some soft security guys brought in all this
Music equipment,
speakers, and smuggled them out in a box.
Yeah. I think they flew him. I don't remember the exact story, but they smuggled him out in a box, and he flew from Japan to Turkey, and then Turkey to Lebanon.
Yeah,
and that's where he is. But guess where his heroes are? They're fucking rotting in a prison in Japan right now.
Oh, did they get rolled up?
Yeah, they got rolled up. The Americans that pulled the caper off, they weren't so lucky. They didn't escape. I think it was a father and son. Yeah, they're still in Japan, I think. Suck. Yeah, you don't want to rot in a Venezuelan prison.
Or a Japanese one.
No, you don't want to rot in prison, period. Even a nice one, like
put
American
that low
prisons.
on my list, yeah. Of things I never want to do, right?
No.
That's what young guys do. Young guys do, or if you dangle enough money and then you do suspension of reality. Oh, I could do that. Okay. And
everybody has their price.
Everyone
I'm
has
sure
their
you have
price.
a price.
Everyone's got their
price. I might bump you up. You can be the administrative assistant, and I'll give you $1.5 million.
Check.
And you can do the paperwork.
Check.
Everybody has a price.
Everyone's
But
got a
you still
price.
have to go. You still have to go on the C-130 with us.
I got to show up.
Yeah. Everybody has to go because we're all in this together. Hey, good chat.
Yeah, that's convincing. That's real convincing.
Thanks. Hey, if you like the Flash Traffic podcast, we just do us a favor and do something with social media somehow.
Yeah.
Just
figure it out.
Anything. Just promote this podcast somehow, even if it's just leave us a comment. Can you just leave us a comment?
You know what? But when you do leave a comment, please use profanity.
Yes, make it mean and nasty
Yes.
and use profanity and don't hold back.
Yes. Otherwise, we won't know that you
Be
mean
mean.
it. Yeah, you
That's
won't.
right.
It's not credible.
We appreciate mean girl comments
Yes,
more
we
than
do.
any comment.
100% we do. Yes, we do.
Hey, guess what's coming up next on the podcast?
War Weave Friday.
War Week Friday. Hopefully the summit will be over by the time we podcast, and we can talk
Tear it
about the
apart. I
summit.
want to tear it apart, dude.
That's right. It probably won't be because it's Alaska, and it's going to be, it's still going to be early in Alaska by the time we podcast. So they probably will not have even started.
That's a
by
shame.
the time. War
That's a
Week
shame.
Friday. Okay, good chat. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
The Flash Traffic Podcast.